She's really cute and well-spoken, too.
Oh my God, Anu, you're making me nervous.
Amy, they're recording everything we say now. Welcome to Yogaxpress, the mobile stretch clinic that takes yoga to the people. People like you and me, and like our wonderful guest here, Judy Jacob to my right. Let's have her name up, her title up on the screen, ladies, and Amy Kitchener to my left. I'd like to welcome all of you out there, viewers who are watching us today. And just to let you know, we are going to continue where we stopped yesterday. We're going to pick up where we stopped about how to use yoga stretches in everyday life. Before we do that, I just want to remind you, if there are people out there, if there are viewers out there who'd like to take part in this preventive healthcare movement, we are looking for stars. And when we talk about stars, I'm talking about people who do not necessarily have to be very flexible or slim or have to be able to stand on their heads. I'm talking about people who can consistently give us their time and share their experiences with us here, right here on camera, on air, and we might very soon go live. So this might be your chance to tell your story and how your story is linked up in some way to yoga and preventive healthcare. Everyone has a story. I'm sure you'd like to share yours. Don't forget, we have an everyday program called Yogaxpress, which airs weekdays, Monday through Friday, 1:30 p.m. on MNN 4. That's Time Warner 57, RCN 84, and FiOS 35. So if you're passionate about preventive healthcare, you don't have to be passionate about yoga. You just have to be really in tune with your own health. Come and stretch with us. Email us, visit my website to get my email address, send me a message, and I will send you an invitation, I assure you. Any of you out there want a copy of the book, Yoga Secrets? Email me again through my website, or you can go pick up a book at one of your local bookstores. We will also send you a postcard. We want to get all this PR out of the way before we start stretching. I can see Judy and Amy ready to stretch. Feel free to stretch while I'm doing my little publicity marketing stunt. This is a little fridge magnet, so you don't forget, you stick it up on your fridge. It's right there in front of you. This is a postcard with the 48 plus sequence. And we also have a little business card which you can put in your wallet. So there's no escape, no excuse for not stretching. You don't have to chant anything. We're not a religious group. We're not a cult. As you can see, we're all from different backgrounds. We just have one thing in common, and that is we love to stretch. Join us. Today we're going to continue where we stopped, where we left yesterday. Judy, you remember Amy and Judy? Yesterday we talked about stretching, doing some standing stretches. We figured out yesterday and the day before. We talked about stretching for golf, where your hip movement is very important. We talked about stretching after your computer work, where your arms and your triceps need stretching.
And the shoulders.
And the shoulders, there you go. And Amy, tell us about the one where you talked about the subway. I love that example. Just talking about the subway stretch.
The subway stretch.
The first one,
the
right?
The first one to just go back.
Yeah.
Sometimes, especially when the book bag is very heavy, it really helps to just release and relieve that tension.
Right.
Yeah.
So when you go back all the way, you do this wonderful back bend, strengthens the back as well. Your spinal extensors are stretched. The front of your spine gets a delicious stretch. So let's go. And Judy, you had this wonderful stretch where you were talking about, which was the one you were talking about? No, the tree wasn't, the natraj, the dancer's pose. You're talking about stretching in the dancer's pose? Was that number 14? Was that the one you taught us yesterday?
Jar.
Say again?
Bunny says she uses that to reach for a jar.
To reach
Oh,
for
yeah.
jars in the kitchen, remember?
Exactly.
Yeah, and you taught me
exactly.
how to get into that,
Yeah.
and I really did enjoy it, doing it the way you showed us. And all we did when we got together eventually is we tried to go a little deeper, and that's what folks at home need to do. Every time you practice a stretch, try and go just a little deeper. You don't realize it. Just the fact that you make a mental effort is enough. Your body will follow your mind. Okay, are we ready to stretch, girls?
Yes.
All right, we will go into the seated stretches. So, Judy, actually, I want Judy to start on this one. You talked about posture number 20. You talked about the cat stretch, Marjariasana. And I think I overheard you and
yes,
Amy
yes, yes.
talking about it.
Yes.
What did you say it was good for?
I think it's very interesting that yoga can be used for people who are
Come closer to the mic.
older people who maybe aren't able to sit down on the floor or stand up. So yoga and seated positions would be very good.
Right.
Very, very good.
Right.
And what we were thinking of a seated posture like the cat stretch.
Okay.
So you could be sitting at your computer, you could be sitting at the television set.
No, we are talking about posture number 20, correct?
Yeah.
Number
We're
Was that
on our
number
hands
20?
and knees. Number 20, or
Yeah,
which one are you
yeah,
referring
number
to?
20.
20.
Exactly, but in a seated position.
Oh, okay, I
So
got it.
it's like adapted, it's a modified.
I
So-
would be curious,
So
yeah.
like this, you can do it with me,
Okay.
okay? So like this, and then really just arch back your back. It would be like the cat's pose.
Inhale. Okay,
Inhale.
got it. And then?
And then exhale,
Exhale.
and arch your back.
Oh,
I mean,
lovely. What a
roll
beautiful
over.
modification. Nice.
And then you could do it again. Inhale, and really arch your back.
Oh.
Keeping your
that
shoulders
feels
down.
Good. Shoulders down.
And
Okay.
then exhale, the cat's pose.
So what we're doing is crunching up our body, tightening our abdominals,
Right.
tightening everything, going into fetal position. Oh, lovely.
And
Nice.
then the opposite would be to expand.
Expand the
everything.
chest.
Your
Lovely.
chest.
So we inhale as we go up, exhale as we come down.
So
Nice.
It's the cat's pose. And this is very good for
Right.
if someone's seated at a computer or for an older person.
Right.
Just to stretch.
Yes,
Get
it
the
That's really beautiful, right? You're
Flexibility.
getting your shoulders back. You think that'll help in an aircraft, Amy, seeing as you fly so much?
in the
Yes,
background.
it would help.
I'm gonna
lot,
try
you
this.
know.
Sure.
Yeah, I really like Judy's example because she mentioned that she did this with her 80-year-old aunt, and I just thought that was such a beautiful way to share yoga for those with limited mobility.
Right,
You know, if they're not
right.
too steady on their feet, and they definitely can't sit on the floor.
Right, just sit in a
then-
chair and do that.
Yeah, I thought that was
great
really
idea. Yeah.
that was really awesome.
That's wonderful. That's a wonderful, wonderful way of, Amy, the way you accepted Judy's explanation, and Judy, your explanation was wonderful because it's really good for folks at home to know that you don't have to be very strict about these stretches. As long as you get into them safely, you tighten all the necessary core muscles, you're more or less safe. You can adapt them. You can adapt them to suit your needs, to suit your body. You could be very tall, and some postures may require you to get your legs way out. And if you're tall, you need to get them even further so you can get closer to the ground, get your head to the ground. So, yes, that's a wonderful adaptation, Judy. Let's try that one more time. Come on.
Okay. Okay, inhale and arch your back. Your chest comes forward and back.
Nice.
Hold it and then exhale and round your back to the cat's pose.
That's a perfect balance. That's lovely. I feel so good sitting on my block as well. I don't think I'd feel as good without the block, but you're doing it beautifully without the block.
Okay.
So are you, Amy. Okay, Amy. Is there any other posture? Oh, she is already.
She liked that.
I do. I
Nice.
really
It
like
does
It's
feel
very
good.
relaxing.
Yeah.
Another one that I liked.
I remember you mentioned the 28. Remember the cow face? We did it just with the hands.
Yes, we did do it with just the hands. And another one that I liked is this one, 24.
Oh, okay.
Is that the twist
Ardha
one?
Matsendra. That's a twist. It's an
Yes,
oblique
that's a
twist.
nice
Yes.
one.
Yes, I
Talk
really
us
I
through
like
it.
that.
Let's see. Well, usually when I do this, I would be sitting in a chair,
Okay.
and so
Good
I would
idea.
just using the chair
Right,
actually
right,
to
right.
just turn to one side, so and then exhaling as I go. And then inhale, come back.
That's such a
and
wonderful
then,
adaptation. Okay, talk me through it. Come on.
I'm
I want to
trying
do it
to-
with you.
Okay.
No, that's beautiful.
Okay, so starting with a right twist.
Okay.
I would inhale. And then turning my body to the right as far as it can go. And then exhaling as I turn. And hold it for a few minutes. And then I inhale back to the front, right? Is that right, Bandura? Is that
Yes.
Inhale. back to
Inhale
the
and come
front,
back out.
And then inhale again. Of course, exhale and inhale. And then twist to the left.
Oh, that feels so good. And I'm so happy you mentioned, while we are still in that exhale posture, I'd just like to make a point. I'm so happy you mentioned, Amy, that we need to do the other side, because I could actually feel after just doing the right side, I'm suddenly thinking, oh my God, I have a little catch on my left. I have to go, turn to the left. I have a little catch on my right side, but right now it feels great. It feels good. Remember, folks out there in the
forward.
audience, anytime you feel pain, try to face or counter the pain. So if you did have a little catch on one side, follow Amy's example. Don't forget, do the other side. So you need to counter the pain. We're doing it again?
Yes, one more time to the right. And inhale to the front.
Inhale, come back out, and then
And then
To the
exhale
left?
again to the left.
so when we're exhaling, Amy, we keep our back up, straight, correct?
Yes.
And then try to get the knees down. But then this is assuming we're sitting on a chair, so there's no
Right.
problem with the knees. Okay, that's good. This is
Then we
actually a
can
very
inhale to the
nice
front.
adaptation. It actually has another name. It's called Bhardwajasana, which is not in our sequence. Our sequence goes, it includes the legs. But this is very close to what's called Bhardwajasana, where you actually literally, you actually read deeper into these postures even before knowing what that posture was.
Okay.
But yes, it has a name, except that in Bhardwaj, we keep our knees together this way.
Oh, okay.
So, but
Oh, okay.
there you're talking about sitting on a chair. That's wonderful. I'm going to try that next time. Let's do a few of the seated stretches. Let's come on our hands and knees, on our palms and knees, and start with Judy's cat posture. Now, this is the full cat posture that we're going to try. Judy and Amy gave us
Okay.
wonderful adaptations. Now, we're going to try and do the full stretch. Palms are about shoulder width apart. Knees are about palm width apart. Keep your toes curled in. And look at a point in front of you. This is not a balanced posture, but you just want to make sure your neck is well rested. So look ahead of you about 3 to 4 feet. I'm going to look at the brick in front of me. Judy, you may want to look at the mic, and so would you, Amy. Okay. What we're going to do is we're going to inhale, take our chin up, and as we inhale, get our chin up, we are going to dip our torso and move our back, our butt right up. We're going to try as much as we can. Let's inhale. Keep your toes curled in. Now, as we exhale, as Judy advised us, we're going to arch our back, keep your toes flat, make a concave with your back. Keep exhaling. As we get stronger and stronger, you'll find you'll be able to arch much deeper. Let's come back and inhale. We're going to tuck this unwieldy drawstring in. Inhale. Curl your toes in. Exhale, arch your back. Feel the delicious stretch as you arch in and out. One more time. Inhale, curl your toes in. Exhale, arch your back. I want us, as we're coming back on our knees, we're going to sit on our knees for a few seconds. I want our viewers to understand, and for Judy and Amy to remember, why we move our feet. Why do we curl our toes in, and why do we get our feet flat out when we are exhaling, and you curl your toes in when you're inhaling? What's happening is, when we curl our toes in, there is less pressure on the knees. So you keep your toes curled in, some of the weight goes on your toes. When you keep your knees flat, so when you're arching your back, your feet can be flat because there's no pressure on your knees. But when you are dipping your torso, you're putting weight on your knees. So you want to take some of the weight off of your knees onto your feet.
I was wondering about that.
Yeah.
So I'm glad you explained it.
No, I'm glad I remembered, because sometimes I forget to explain that, and I forget to do it too. Sometimes I forget to instruct as we go along, and then I can feel the pressure. So that reminder is always there. Our knees, we want to watch out. And Amy, this was Judy's posture. So now let's go straight into the camel posture. We're going to try and transition one posture into the other. Knees are about 8 inches apart. Now, if you really want to challenge yourself and you're feeling very brave today, you can bring your knees closer. Remember, when you're doing back bends and your knees are really close, it is going to be an intense back bend. You're going to feel a back bend, and you're going to feel this wonderful, at times a little bit painful quadricep stretch. So let's not take too many chances. Let's go apart about 6 to 8 inches. Now, you can keep your toes curled in, and remember again, when you curl your toes in, you are closing the distance between your hands and your heels. But also remember, when you curl your toes in, you're putting pressure on your knees, because this is a back bend. So I'm going to keep my feet flat. I'm not going to worry too much if I don't touch my heels. Now, if you can keep your toes curled in. If you've got your toes curled in, watch out for your knees. Now, keep your palms flat behind your butt. And let me go this way. Now, inhale as we go up. Keep inhaling. Once you go past midpoint, if you plan on going past midpoint, but let's stay there. Now, glide your palms down the back of your thighs. Keep exhaling as you glide very gently. With the right hand, reach for the right heel. With the left hand, reach for the left heel, and then bring your pelvis forward. Now, if your hands are not touching your heels yet today, that's quite all right. You can stay maybe behind the thighs or behind your butt. Just make sure you have a wonderful tight back bend. Inhale, let's come up. Just make sure you do the best each time. I'm going to turn back around so we can face the camera. Make sure that you do the best you can every time. How did that feel, Judy? Was it too intense on the thighs? Because you had your toes curled in. That was a bit of pressure, but
Right.
Did you feel it?
I didn't push myself too much. I
Good.
didn't force it. I just went back as far as I felt comfortable.
Yes, that's a very intelligent thing to do, is just go as far as your body takes you today. And you actually, I noticed you did touch your heels though.
Did I don't think
Almost
I did.
did, no?
Maybe almost, but I don't think I did.
Right. Okay, so
I got pretty
what
close.
Judy did was she did definitely remember to keep the connection. Make sure you don't keep your hands in midair,
Right.
because then we bring stress behind the trapezius muscles. We're bringing stress on our neck and you're getting all tense. Amy, I noticed you had your feet flat. Were you very comfortable? Were you?
Yes, it was very comfortable. I'm really glad you said that we could and probably should keep our toes flat, because I tried curl and we didn't even start bending yet, and I felt the pressure on my
Right,
knees.
see, each body is made differently, so
So,
for me it hurts too.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that was very helpful, and I was able to touch my heels.
Heels today?
So,
That's
and I
fantastic.
felt a stretch. I think it's
In the
sort of
back too?
In my back. So that was.
So we're
excellent.
actually feeling a back stretch as well as tightening the spinal, spinal extensors are in the front, and you have spinal flexors in the back, which are compacting the spine. So you're strengthening the back, at the same time you're also stretching some of the muscles. That's great. So it is a wonderful back bend. So after the arch, we had the back bend. We're going to continue to do a slightly lesser of a back bend. We're going to sit on our heels. Now this time again, remember, as long as your knees are together, the stretch is going to be more intense. You may want to bring your knees apart just a little bit. I'm feeling just a little bit ambitious today. I'm going to try and keep my knees together. If I get stuck when I'm in this back bend, I have Judy and Amy to help me come out of it. This posture is called Supta Vajra. The second posture we did was camel. The third one, this one is called Supta Vajra, means supine diamond. And sometimes it can be quite intense. So when I go back down on my elbows, I might find it a little bit difficult to come back up. I'm going to turn my back to the camera because hopefully I'll be able to get my face back. Now let's sit on our heels. Now we're going to place our palms on the ground, on the floor behind our butt. Very gently now adjust your pelvis Adjust your lower body onto your heels if you want to feel nice and comfortable. You can bring your heels out.
Now, what if you can't, like I'm definitely not sitting on my heels? Like,
Okay. You
would I
can sit
need
on a brick. Good question. Sit on a brick. The only problem with sitting on the brick is you may not be able to go down all the way.
Okay.
But that's fine. What you're going to do is use the brick if you want for a bit of assistance, and then make sure you place your elbows down for support. You don't want to go down all the way, not just yet. Okay, and then try and take your, Judy, make sure your elbows are down, even if you're not going back, that's fine. Now, I noticed as I went back down, my knees came apart a little bit. That's my body telling me I'm not ready to put my knees together, but I'm going to try and defy a little bit. I want to make sure I can come out of this posture, girls, so you're going to have to help me. When we come out of this posture, now our head is tilted back. When you come out, inhale. I'm going to press with my right hand, and then press with my left hand, come back up, then I'm going to turn to face the camera. When coming out of a posture sometimes is much harder than getting into a posture, and it requires a lot of grace. I know I didn't do it very gracefully coming out of that, but I just want our viewers to understand it is possible to go down as far as your body will take you every day.
Judy and I were not going there today.
No, be safe. It's good. It's good that you demonstrated as far as you can go today. But also the wonderful thing was Amy used a brick, and you asked if you can use a brick. Just remember, when you use a brick, then you are not giving your body room to go down, which means you're mentally prepared to go as far as you can, which is great. You know, you understand. And you did a very intelligent thing, too. You didn't go all the way back. What I noticed, though, was you probably could, and we could try this in stages. You probably might want to keep your legs apart. We'll do it in stages.
In stages.
When you get your legs apart, your elbows are closer to the ground. So we'll do that next time. Now let's try this. Now after this back bend, we want to go forward. So sitting on our heels, inhale. Bring the arms all the way forward. Can you think of a time when you can use this posture? Keep inhaling. We're going to go into rabbit or shashank.
This is
Exhale.
when I wake up.
There you go.
Cool.
Fold from the hip. Remember, this is probably even better when you go to sleep because you're going forward. It's going to be very calming. Keep exhaling. But yes, to your point, Amy, when you wake up, you're trying to stretch your whole body. So that's a good point too. Inhale, let's come up. Very nice. Exhale and release. It's a very gentle, graceful motion that both of you have demonstrated. I really love that. That means you're enjoying yourself. When we start going into postures too soon, too deep, that's when we start hurting ourselves. So we want to be careful. The next posture is the one that Amy demonstrated. This time we'll try and do the full posture. We're going to sit in Ardha Matsyentra. So what we're doing is take your left heel, tuck it under your right thigh, close to your groin if you can. Or let's go further. Let's go out. Take your right foot with your hands. Move your right foot over your left knee. We're not going to cow face, so you want to make sure that your foot is flat. Now this one is Ardha Matsyentra. Matsyentra is Lord of the Fishes. It's a name of a sage. Ardha is half. Anywhere you see the word Ardha, it means half. Now we're going to push our right knee in, torque our body to the right. Inhale, raise your left arm. Remember, use your right hand to push your knee in. Exhale, bring your left elbow over your right knee. If you're feeling ambitious today, and I'm going to try, it's been a while, I've been cheating myself, I'm going to try and touch my knee. Now, you don't have to touch your knee. Judy is very slender. You probably want to get your left hand all around you, wrap it around your right hip. Your left hand. The one that, yes.
This one.
Yeah, or make a connection with your thigh.
Oh, okay.
Just make sure you make some kind of contact. And I can't see Amy now. When I go on the other side, it will. Inhale. Raise your left arm up. Release your left hand. Release your right leg. Shake it out just a little bit. And then let's undo or unknot our left leg. Take our right foot, tuck it under the left butt. This time we're going to use our hands again. Take the left foot over the right knee. Torque our body to the left. So what you're doing is you're preparing your body, telling your body that you're going to move to the left. Torque your body. So move, push your left knee with your left hand. Hold it there. Inhale, raise your right arm. Exhale, bring your right elbow over the left. Take your left hand behind you. When you feel a little more confident, now this time I'm going to try and grab my right knee. As Judy mentioned beautifully, sometimes one side is stronger and more flexible than the other. As you get stronger and a little more limber, you'll notice that your body sits upright a little more, and the closer you bring your left hand to your body, basically the hand behind you, the more your body is able to sit upright. Of course, the downside is the less you can breathe correctly, but we're going to get to that. Hold. Remember again, viewers, when I say hold, hold your posture, not your breath. Look back. Inhale, release your left hand first, and then release the right arm. Then we release the left leg and the right leg. Let's stretch out in front of us. Let's see how far we can get into the seated postures. We may or may not be able to finish it today, which is fine. Let's keep the left leg extended, bend the right leg at the knee. This time torque your body to the left. Hold your right calf or your ankle with your left hand. Inhale, raise your right arm. Exhale, fold from the hip and wrap your right arm around your right knee. And if you're able, today, some days are better, some sides are better, try to clasp both your hands together. Nice. Now, if you want to try and get the connection, it's a clean napkin. You might want to. Sometimes some of us can use a belt or a towel, not a paper towel, it'll rip. Now hold. And we're going to look to the right. Where the elbow is pointing, we look there. Inhale. Let's release the posture, release our arms. Extend our right leg. Extend the left arm. Fold the left leg at the knee. Torque your body to the right first. Inhale. Raise the left arm up. Exhale, fold from the hip and wrap your left arm around your left knee. Let me see if I'm able to connect. Amy, I might need to borrow the towel again. That's all right. I'm going to let you have it today. Just about, did I touch?
Yes.
My fingers are touching? Okay, but this side is tighter for me. So this time, let's look to the left. We're holding. Inhale. Release your left arm, or both the arms first, then extend your right leg. This time we're going to keep transitioning into the next posture. The posture we just did, I might need it next.
Thank you.
The posture, you're welcome. The posture we just did is called Marichasan, which is also the name of a sage. I wonder, he probably sat in that posture for a very long time. With our left leg extended, fold the right leg at the knee and bring it down, bring it out to the floor. The right knee goes down. Viewers, if your right knee doesn't go down today, there's a little trick you can use. Sit on a block or a cushion. You don't have to buy any props. You can use whatever you have at home. Inhale, raise your arms up. Exhale, fold from the hip. Go as close to your toes as you can. If you're already past your toes, grab your hands, grab your fingers, opposite fingers.
This is great during commercials.
Yeah, that's right. There you go, Amy. Good point. Amy says this is a great stretch during commercials. Wow, commercials are the ones that keep some of the channels alive, Amy. Inhale, let's go up. Fold the left leg in, extend your right leg. Keep your arms up. Exhale, fold from the hip. We are being timed out by our control room team. Thank you, Paula, Shanti, and Anna. I really appreciate your help. Judy and Amy, you guys were wonderful. Inhale, extend both the legs out. We're going to go straight into Paschimottanasana. What we had previously was Janu Sirsha, head to knee. Paschimottanasana is bird beak. Don't ask me why, I'll find out and tell you. Inhale, let's